Yo, 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 pronounce it like the letter, don't say it at all. It's your boy. I ain't even gonna do that. We just gonna get right into this video. We gonna save all the other stuff until I get on ring ropes and turnbuckle with my peoples, and then we gonna talk more in depth. But I'm gonna give my opinion right here and right now of what I just seen. Excuse me, I just woke up. I'm gonna be getting ready for work. I can't show you my everything's going on over here, but let's get into it.
Back at the office early, levels are clean, arrangements locked. This is the one that's going to set the tone. Every section tells a story. That drop in the hook, hit it perfect. We built Esgot Bars as a home for fearless music, and that means every detail matters.
Escott Bars LLC,
the home for fearless media.
S. Got Bars LLC.
Built this from the floor with a chord and a vision. Still independent, but it sound like a major decision. Keep the meter in the red, cause the heart's in the rhythm. They say the bars got wings, I just call it ambition. Mic check, we're live. Topic of the day, storytelling in the ring. Let's break it down and see why it matters.
Bars Wrestling Media.
Light it up, we take the ring, no fear in our eyes. Gold on my shoulder, fire in the sky. Hear the crowd get loud, we were born to rise. Bars in the zone, Doug keeps the...
Here's your host, Bars Wrestling Media.
Yeah, we back. So I'm gonna get into this video real quick because I tried to do this video and I didn't want to go live or whatever, but now I kind of have to because I want to get this video out because it's really trending and whatever, and everybody's talking about it. And I know people would like to hear my opinion. So I'm gonna get right into it. Most of y'all probably know what it's about, but I'm gonna get right into it, and then I'm gonna give my opinion. I'll make this real quick. It shouldn't be no more than 10 to 15 minutes, and then I gotta get out of here because I definitely gotta get ready for work. But here we go.
He's misquoting me. He's misquoting me. I did say that it's very saturated because wrestling content creation is very saturated. And I said, being me and my humor, I get canceled on this app every time I come back, man. I swear to God. I said, like...
I want to say this real quick. She's right. This is coming from one of the top content creators in this space. I'm going to tell you this, and y'all might not like my opinion. Wrestling content creating is similar to the rap game. There's a lot of rappers who rap, but they can't MC. This is a quote from Styles P, the Ghost. There's a lot of rappers who rap, but they can't MC. So I look at this similar to the wrestling content creating game. There's a lot of content creators, but you don't know how to create content. That's just the way it is. You know how I fit into this space of content creating, wrestling content creating? For one, for people that know my background, I'm a graphic designer. You know what I'm saying? That's one facet I got. Another thing is that I do write music. And I'm a very, very excellent rapper. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I draw. You know what I'm saying? And I also use AI for certain things or whatever, as y'all have seen that from me from time to time. So I used all my talents and abilities and combined it with my wrestling content creating and brought it to life. My own style. My own style. So we're going to continue, and I'm going to tell you why I said that.
I don't know why anyone wants to. And I just meant that, like, you need a why, which I get into, and I do give advice. I went, TikTok's a beautiful thing. I clipped.
Listen, if she's giving advice and she's one of the top content creators in this space as far as wrestling content created, you know what I'm saying? You should listen, because I've had opportunities and asked, certain content creators certain stuff, and they gatekeep the crap out of me. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to tell me jack. They didn't want to say nothing to me about any type of advice. So you want what I did? I went straight to the source and got the advice myself from the source. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to do that. But this space is heavily gatekeeped. I don't care what nobody say. It's heavily gated. There's a lot of selfish mofos in this wrestling content creating space. But let's continue.
The whole segment, it's 3 minutes and 7 seconds. And you can hear exactly what I had to say. And I'm sorry if that sounded discouraging, but I think it's realistic advice. And I think it's easier, or not even easier. It's better than saying, just start, just do it. I think having a goal is very important. I think knowing why you're doing it is very important. And I think that applies to more than just wrestling content creation. And as the whole thing about me being invited, where I did not say that. There was someone that was asking, so you're saying if you're not being invited, it doesn't, I couldn't understand the comment, like the way that it was written. That happens a lot. Sometimes things are hard to decode. But in going back and looking at the clip, if the person was saying, like, so if you're not being invited to events, it's not worth it. No, I was saying that.
Look, if you're not being invited to the events, doesn't mean anything, really. Be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? We get invited. Me and my co-host get invited to stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? I just went to an event not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter if you get invited or you don't. That don't mean that you're not going to succeed in this space. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you have to have your own. You have to own it. And you have to be consistent. One thing that I've learned doing this for the few years I've been doing it, whatever, is that you have to have something that stands out from everybody else, right? I've been told this plenty of times from different people. You have to have something that stands out from everybody else. Anybody could sit there and get in front of their camera and talk about wrestling, but you gotta have something that stands out from everybody else. You can't just be doing what everybody else is doing. It's just like rap. I'm telling you, this is just like rap. Everybody can rap, but not everybody can MC. Not everybody can MC. If you don't have the different elements of connecting with people, you're not going to go far in this space. You're just going to be another one of those people that do the same thing as everybody else. So if that's what she said, then she's absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be sensitive to opinions neither. Everybody got an opinion. You can't be sensitive to it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have open ears. And you got to understand that in this type of space, everybody is not your friend. Okay? So let's continue, because I want to get into the other parts of this and I got to wrap it up. So
There's a misconception that you've made it once you get invited to certain things, and that, like, oh, you're set. And that's not the case. Like, it doesn't necessarily help you monetarily. It doesn't help you with views. My goals in content creation was to make it my career. It started out as a hobby, and then I decided to take it more seriously, and it became a career, yada, yada, yada. I'll let you watch the clip for yourself. If it makes you hate me, fine. I do these lives every morning. I could give you excuses up and down as to why I looked like shit and I'd been crying all night. I'm not going to. I'm just going to play the clip for you. And yeah. As a wrestling streamer, what are some good tips for an upcoming wrestling streamer? It's really saturated. It's really saturated right now. So it's hard to give advice, and it's hard to try to encourage other people to do it, because I personally, at this stage, don't know why anyone wants to get into it now.
She got a point. She got a point. What did I just say? What did I just say? The wrestling content creator game is similar to the rap game. I'm telling you, they connect. They connect. You know what I'm saying? They connect. So what she's saying is facts. It's facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you doing it? And I ask, you know what? I don't have the type of following she got. She got a huge, she's up there. She's up there at the tippy top. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got the following she got, but I definitely agree with what she says. You know what I'm saying? So if she's telling you this and she has the following that she has, then there's something into it that what she's saying is true. You can't be sensitive to other people's opinion, because once you put your niche, your whatever out there, people are going to comment and people are going to say what they say. You know what I'm saying? I get comments all the time. Oh, I don't like your stuff. Me, I don't give a damn if you don't like my stuff. I'm going to still do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I don't care. Also got people that say, yo, bro, you bring a different leash on wrestling content creating. I like your stuff. I know you could rap. I listen to your music. Yo, you nice. But I get all types of comments all the time. You know what I'm saying? And really, I take the positive ones and I put in my pocket and I use them as motivations. And I take the negative ones and I put it in my back pocket and I still use it as motivation. Both of them motivate me in different ways. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
I'm just being honest. I want to know why someone wants to do it. Like, I think if someone can't tell me why do you want to stream wrestling? And do you want to do anything else? Because most of us that do it, it was a means to push attention to other projects. Wow, how encouraging. I'm just being real. I'm just being fucking honest. If you ask any of us that stream regularly, the watch-alongs are not, I don't understand what you're trying to say. If WWE doesn't give you an invitation, that means you, what?
I want to say this too, right? This is the problem with you content creators, right? This is the problem, right? WWE is not the all end all to professional wrestling as far as content creating. You do know that, right? You do know that. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of promotions out there that will gladly open arms and allow you to create content with their stuff, especially on the indies. So I don't know why people think that WWE is the all end all in this, but they're not. We got AEW, we got Ring of Honor, we got Ashe Wrestling. We got so many other promotions. Choose your pick. You know what I'm saying?
What? That means you fa? Don't understand what you're trying to say. If WWE doesn't give you an invitation, that means you fa. What did I say? What did I say? Anyway, a lot of us that do the wrestling live streams, it was a means to push attention to our other projects. So YouTube channels, YouTube videos, creative endeavors. I've used it as a means to want to host live events, to be an MC. I wanted to work more in the field. I actually wanted to work in wrestling in some capacity, and not as a wrestler, but I've always wanted to contribute to the business in some way, and that was kind of my in. And now it feels like people want to stream it and they don't know why, or they want to do it just, and I hate that I'm saying this, or they just want to do it because they want a certain level of attention, or they saw like streamers on getting featured in reaction clips and all this stuff. And there's a lot of things that people don't know when it comes to doing this. It's you don't get invited to go to WrestleMania, WWE, and then you've made it. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. I made like $2,000 this month. You know, I made more at my other job than I am currently making monthly.
And this is exactly why I will never quit my day job just to do full-time content creating. I will have to be in the tippity top of this space before I ever would do that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, this is I do it full time. Don't get me wrong. I do it full time. I have my days where I record my videos and stuff like that, but I blend it in to my daily activities. This will not be something that I would give up all ends all just to do it. I don't have that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I got kids, I got a wife, I got responsibilities. You understand what I'm saying? And my current job is the best thing for me. Because without my current job that I do outside of this, you know what I'm saying? I would never be able to translate into this space. And I'll explain why some other time, but let's get back into the video.
Trying to build a brand, but no one talks about that. Not a lot of people are honest. There's only a few people that are making like income. I'm fortunate enough that I live with someone that can help support me because I'm married, while I was dealing with medical issues and having a nervous breakdown at the end of last year. So I'm very fortunate in that way. I'm not a typical case.
So I had a very small.
All right. So that was her side of the story as far as this ring rant versus Wheezy, content creator, wrestling content creator versus wrestling content creator. It's just a difference in opinions. But now we're gonna watch his video, and then we're gonna give the final verdict, and then I'm gonna be up out of here.
I had a very small interaction with a relatively big wrestling content creator this morning that really pissed me off. I'm not going to say who this person is, but I am going to tell you the story. It's just a live here on this app. Somebody in there asks her, do you have any advice for somebody who is an up-and-coming wrestling content creator? This happened like as soon as I joined this live. Her immediate response was, there's too many wrestling content creators. You shouldn't do this. Why do you want to do this? That's like a musician going up to their favorite.
Well, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I follow you too, by the way. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. The wrestling content creator space is similar to the rap game. There's a lot of rappers, but there ain't a lot of MCs. You hear what I'm saying? So if somebody's telling you that, you just got to take it for what it is, because it is true. I do music. I've had people tell me that. I never told y'all this story, but I'm going to tell y'all this story. I had a DJ tell me way back when, we talking about decades ago. I'm kind of telling my age, you know what I'm saying? I had a DJ way back when I was just starting off rapping tell me that I shouldn't be rapping, that it's not for me. Of course, decades later, I'm still rapping, and I'm better than a lot of MCs in my area. I said it, and I'll say it again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm confident in that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take what people say with a grain of salt. Anytime somebody tells me something, I take it as motivation, and I was like, okay, I'm going to prove to you who I really am. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to prove to you who I really am. But let us continue.
Band who are all musicians and being like, hey, I want to be in a band one day. Like, do you have any advice for me? And they tell you there's too many bands. Well, I commented in the live. I was like, that was so encouraging. Wow. And she saw that and she goes, well, I'm just being honest. And then not even a minute later, she starts talking about how we have no idea what it could feel like, because WWE used to invite her to shows, and now WWE doesn't invite her to shows. So I commented and I said, maybe it's because it's too saturated. And then she responded to my comment acting like she didn't know what I was talking about. You, as a successful content creator, somebody comes up to you who wants some advice on doing something similar to what you do, and you just immediately shoot them down. Maybe that's part of the reason why you don't get invited to WWE anymore.
I think honestly that's a TKO thing. Honestly, I don't think that got nothing to do with WWE. You know what I'm saying? I've seen her on plenty WWE wrestling videos. I don't think it got nothing to do with WWE. I think it's more of a TKO thing. Because TKO probably don't really connect with content creating like that. Although I have seen some of the top content creators recently react to some WrestleMania stuff. But I don't think it got nothing to do with that. I think that's more of a TKO thing. You know what I'm saying? They're under a new regime, so I don't think it got nothing to do with that. But let's continue. It's only a few minutes left, a few seconds left.
That there is room for everybody to make it, and everybody should be following their dreams. And I promise that if I ever got to a point where people are asking me for advice, I'm never gonna shoot somebody down like that. That really pissed me off.
All right, so now that you've seen both sides of the coin, right? What's your opinion? So I'm gonna give my opinion real quick. Like if you're asking for advice from somebody that's at the tippity top of this space, right? Then you have to be prepared for their opinion. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the delivery might be kind of harsh and wrong, but like technically speaking, they not, you know, they're not they don't have to give you a nice coded, you know what I'm saying, motivational speech. Most of these people are not great speakers. They're not motivational interviewers. They don't have those type of titles. You know what I'm saying? So when you going to go ask somebody like that, which I don't see nothing wrong with what she said because I watched the other video, but when you going to go ask people, you know what I'm saying? They could give you whatever opinion they want because everybody's mood is different. And on top of that, she just told you she was going through something. So that probably might not have been the delivery that she wanted to give you, but that's what you got. So you have to be careful with who you asking opinions from because everybody's opinion is different. One thing I've realized is that you cannot be sensitive in these spaces. You can't. You can't be sensitive in these spaces. This right here, wrestling content creator is just like the hip hop game. It's just like rap. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has an opinion where how you put words together, how you put bars together. You know what I'm saying? But only you understand what you're talking about. Only you understand. Nobody else is entitled to understand anything. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's entitled to. It's up to you to give the fans a different perspective on what you do. That's up to you. It's not up to nobody else. So if somebody's giving you advice and telling you, well, blase, 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 you could just take it with a grain of salt. I told you already, I take advice from every facet of life and I put together and I take the little smidges or whatever and I go about my business after that. Y'all seen me on lives go back and forth with other content creators, other people's opinions in this space. And I stand 10 toes down. I'll debate anybody straight like that. I stand 10 toes down on my opinions. You know, so I get what you're saying, bro, but you know, you gotta take from it from how you take from it. You know what I'm saying? Like look, if you're looking for counseling on social media, then you're looking in the wrong place. Cause I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm speaking in general. I'm not speaking about the two folks that I just reacted to their video, right? I'm speaking in general, right? This wrestling content creator space is a toxic space. Very toxic. Very, very toxic. It's a very toxic space. So if you're looking for counseling and advice in this type of space, this is probably the wrong space for you to be looking. Because these people do not give a fuck. Let me tell you, they on that. That's the type of time they on. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you advice and then they'll laugh at you just like Shao Kahn. That's how they do over here. So, like, to me, like, you know what I'm saying? I go off of my own merit. That's how I do. I don't care. I go off of my own merit, my own time. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I do think at the end of the day, this will have a positive outcome. At least I hope it has a positive outcome, because both of these guys are doing their thing. You know what I mean? Rant's doing his thing. Wheezy's doing her thing. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see nothing wrong with what she said. I don't know why anybody else would. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, everybody has a different opinion. And like I said before, you can't be sensitive in these spaces, because if you're a sensitive individual in these spaces, then you're going to fail. You know what I mean? You gotta have a strong will when you up in here. But yeah, give your thoughts and opinions. Comment below. You know what I mean? There it is. I'm going to clip certain parts of this video and I will put it in TikTok. And there you have it. Okay. All right, it's your boy. No, I'm not going to do the full intro. I got to get ready for work. Out of here.
Champions, strategists, unstoppable. This is Bars Wrestling Media.
Where wrestling meets greatness.
Tune in, same bars time, same bars channel for more.
Bars Wrestling Media Live! Bars Wrestling Media.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.